A very good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News here on Channel 1 MTV. I'm Ramesh Bandara. We start off with a look at the headlines. Manufacturing and distributing food harmful to the human body to be banned from tomorrow. An individual sustained injuries in a clash between two groups of UPFA supporters. And in news overseas, the European Union welcomes the Greek Parliament's vote in favour of the austerity package. On to the stories in detail now. Manufacturing, packaging, storing, utilizing, distributing, importing and advertising food harmful to the human body will be banned from tomorrow.
A release issued by the Minister of Health states that a gazette notification in this regard will come into effect from tomorrow. Under these regulations, steps that will change the nature, state or nutrition level of any food will be completely banned. Minister of Health Maithripala Sirisena stated that this decision was taken after considering the reports they have received from the general public. The new regulation states that packing material, wrappers and containers used for non-food items cannot be used for the preparation, packing, storing or issuing of food items. For example, the release issued by the Minister of Health states that a gunny bag or polythene cover which was used for another food item cannot be used for the packing, storing, nor distributing of rice. The release goes on to state that including a toy, coin or any other such object in a package of food will be banned.
Well, it has been revealed that the main cause for the increase in malnutrition among people in the Colombo district and among the estate community in Nuwara is the consumption of wheat flour and such foods.
The Minister of Health, Maithripala Sirisena, stated that this was confirmed by the ministry in a study conducted by it. While 41% of those living around estates in Nuwara are suffering from malnutrition, 11% are suffering from short-term malnutrition. The Minister of Health added that in the Colombo district, 18% of the resident population was suffering from short-term malnutrition.
An individual has sustained injuries in a clash between two groups of UPFA supporters early this morning in the Village Junction area in Kadwela. The hospital police stated that a gunshot had also been fired during the incident and the injured person had been admitted to the Colombo emergency ward. The police noted that the individual was not in a serious condition. Various individuals who scammed public funds from the Kadwela Pradeshiya Sabha for years are now scared. They have gathered thugs around them. Meanwhile, the police stated that 3 vehicles had also been damaged in the clash. A senior police officer added that the OICs of 3 police stations are conducting investigations into the incident. The Consular Division of the Ministry of External Affairs has been computerized with the aim of providing a more efficient service to the public. The new system was launched by the Deputy Minister of External Affairs, Neomal Pereira, this morning.
It is the Consular General's Office of the Ministry of External Affairs that deals with matters pertaining to the security of Sri Lankan nationals abroad, their welfare and documentation matters through Sri Lankan embassies and high commissions around the world. Another key task assigned to this division is certifying birth, marriage, death and educational certificates that are sent abroad.
So, important thing is earlier there was only 2 cashiers where you have to pay the money, accept the money. But now there are 10 computers where they do the issue the application and issue the certified document, where all of them can accept money and it has got faster. So there was a delay of about 2 hours per person when their documents were released because of the bottleneck at the cashier. Now there are 10 cashiers where all the computerized documentation is released. They also can accept the money, and this by this the people who come from far away can go early and hand the documents to the embassies early and then get back to their homes early as well.
In more local news, the Ministry of Agrarian Services and Wildlife has launched an extensive program to apprehend persons who enter national parks illegally and engage in hunting.
Minister of Agrarian Services and Wildlife S.M. Chandrasena said that since the number of poachers has increased in recent times, security teams in a civilian attire will be deployed to apprehend them. He added that the Director General of Wildlife has been instructed to take the necessary steps in this regard. Director General of Wildlife, Dr. Chandravansa Pathuraja, speaking on News First, said that in addition to this security measure, steps will be taken to provide better transport facilities and incentives to wildlife officers. He went on to state that a mechanism will be put in place to collect information on poachers as well.
A book titled Exporting Local Freshwater Fish, authored by Samantha Gunasekara, was launched yesterday. The book, which contains findings of extensive investigations and research, was launched at the Mahaveli Centre. The book discusses fish varieties indigenous to Sri Lanka, conservation of fish, and proposals on the exportation of fish. The launch was attended by a group of persons involved in various fields.
Sri Lankaවේ නවතම වාර්තා අනුව ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මම ගණන් බැලුවා 120ක් පමණ දේශීය.
I calculated that there are around 120 varieties of fish in Sri Lanka according to the latest reports. Around 81 of them can be considered as local fish varieties. There are various opinions on this. Of this, around 44 varieties are indigenous to Sri Lanka. 28 of these varieties have been included in the Red Book as fish that are facing the threat of extinction. Only 17 varieties are protected by law.
මේන් නීතියෙන් ආරක්ෂා වෙලා තියෙන මාළු විශේෂ 17ක් පමණයි.
Watermelon is a delicious fruit that is cultivated primarily in Sri Lanka's dry zone. If one were to visit the Velas area these days, the thriving watermelon cultivations are a sight to behold. However, the farmers in the Bibile area are seeing a very different picture. They lament that they do not receive a good price for their produce. Watermelon cultivators in the Bibile area in Monragala have yielded a very good harvest this time. These cultivations in the Madulla, Simalanduwa, Tanamalvila, Hambegamu and Medagama Divisional Secretariat areas span across thousands of acres. Farmers go to great lengths for up to 4 months to protect their cultivations, in the process losing sleep and facing threats from wild animals. Traders come and try to buy for 6 or 7 rupees. My cultivation is about 5 acres. I hope to sell it for at least 10 rupees. Now the situation is such that we can't even pay the bank loans. We have to sell a kilo for between 3 rupees and 50 cents and 2 rupees. Farmers don't understand who to speak to or what to do to get a better price. Farmers point out that watermelons that are purchased from them at this price are sold for nearly 50 or 60 rupees a kilo in other areas. We give about 10 or 12 rupees. I also make a meager income. That's also useless. On some days, I suffer a loss. We sell a kilo which is 6 or 7 rupees for 10 rupees. Farmers are helpless. The farmers urge the relevant authorities to ensure a reasonable price for their produce and create a market for them, devoid of intermediaries.